At the end of each month, do you wonder where did your paycheck vanish this month? Or do you always seem to be in debt and never seem to come out of it? Don't worry, this video will be all about teaching you how to manage your money. Even if you make the minimum wage or 100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, managing your money is very, very vital. Hey guys, this is Taresh and this channel is all about personal finance, entrepreneurship, investing and helping you become financially free. So if you're into that, do like and subscribe this channel. In this video, I will be talking about how you can manage your money because keeping a track of your income and expenses is very, very critical and it is the first step towards financial freedom. We are going to use a very popular formula called the 50-30-20 rule as the basis, but that rule has a lot of flaws and shortcomings. So this video will be all about how you can apply that 50-30-20 rule to your life depending on your circumstances, how you can overcome the shortcomings of this rule, and how you can plan forward and have financial freedom. So first of all, talking about the 50-30-20 rule, the 50-30-20 rule states that 50% of your income should go to your needs, 30% to your wants, and 20% as your savings. Now, when I say income, that means income after taxes, so your net income of your total household. Now, one by one, telling you the different parts of this formula, 50% needs to go to your needs. By needs, I mean your grocery, housing, transportation, insurance, utilities, and all the things that you can't live without. 30% needs to go to your wants, your desires, like going to the movies, going to the restaurants. If you have any hobby like surfing, skiing, or any hobby, 30% needs to go to your wants. Now you are the best judge of what are your needs and what are your wants, but where do most people go wrong is they overlap their needs with their wants and they overflow both of these budgets and they are in constant debt and they can't come out of it because they think that they need something to live on. But if you are willing to give it a try, just find out, just introspect and just find out what are the things that you are paying extra for, what are the things that you can live without. So having a distinction between your needs and your wants is very, very important. After that, the last part is the savings, that is 20% of your net income needs to go towards either savings or either paying any debt like a mortgage, student loan, or any loan that you have. Now, this is where the main problem of this 50-30-20 rule lies. That is the 20% savings. If you are paying debt, that is perfectly fine. I will make a dedicated video on how you can smash your debt in the most logical and in the most beneficial way. There is a good and a bad way to pay off debt. So just watch out for that video. But if you are paying debt with the savings, that is perfectly fine. But if you are just holding cash, I am not a fan of that. I am not a huge advocate of just saving and saving in cash reserves. At any given point of time, I have anywhere from 5 to 10% of my monthly income as the cash reserve apart from my emergency fund. If you are just starting your financial planning, the first thing that you need to do is create an emergency fund for 6 to 12 months of your monthly expenditure. Let's say your monthly expenditure of your household is $2,000. So 6 months will be $12,000 and 12 months will be $24,000. So you need to save up at least 6 to 12 months of your monthly expenditure as the emergency fund in case of layoffs or any other situation. If you're using that 20% to build up your emergency fund, that is perfectly fine. But what after you have built your emergency fund? Do you keep on just saving and saving and saving in cash reserves? Because there is something called as inflation, and inflation will bite your cash off. Let's suppose you save $1,000 today. At present, the average interest you will get on your savings account is 0.05%. So after 1 year, your $1,000 will be converted into $1,000.50. You made 50 cents. Good. But on the other side, if you were able to purchase products worth of $1,000, for purchasing the same products, you will need $1,014 1 year after. Why? Because of inflation. The inflation rate is at 1.4%. So if you were able to purchase products worth of $1,000, you will need $1,014 for purchasing the same products. Can you see the irony over here? Saving will make you poor. Now, some of you may argue that it is better to save money and pay off inflation rather than investing the money and having the risk of losing that. Well, point taken. But how many millionaires have you seen who have saved their way up to becoming a millionaire or becoming financially free by just saving money? I believe none, because saving will keep you poor. I am a strong believer of educating myself if I don't have the knowledge for something. If you don't have the financial knowledge of taking the right decisions, don't worry, there is a lot of free content available. I will bring out many videos that will talk about personal finance, investing, how you can take less risk and still ensure your long-term financial wealth. The key point is you need to create wealth, and for creating wealth, you need to start investing rather than just saving up money and having the cash reserve that will for sure be eaten up away by inflation. Now, another point in this 20% saving is the big expenses. Many people think that if they have some big expense in the future that they know about, they can use that 20% to save for that big expense. Let's say you have a wedding in the next 10 months. First of all, congratulations if you're one of those people. But let's say you have a wedding and you decide to spend $5,000 on that wedding. You decide that you need to save $500 for 10 months for that big expense, that is the wedding. Now, many people will take away this $500 from the 20% savings. But is it the right way to ensure your financial well-being later down the line? I don't believe so. If you have some big expense in the future and you want to save for that, then that saving should not come from the 20% of savings. Now you will ask that where should that money come from? Well, this brings me to the next point, that is the 30% wants. If you have some big expense in the future that you know about, you should be willing to make some sacrifices for it rather than just putting it as savings and taking it from your 20% of savings. That money is for investing. That money is for ensuring your long-term financial well-being. So if you have some big expense, you need to be willing to make sacrifices. I'm not saying that don't have a life, don't go out, don't have a good wedding or any of those things. But if you know that you have some big expense in the future, you need to be willing to make some sacrifices for it. And that money for the big expense should come out from your 30% wants. Now, talking about the 30% wants, it is basically your money that you spend that you don't have to, but it is important that you maintain a balance between your work and your life. So you can go out to parties, you can enjoy your hobbies. If you like surfing, skiing, you can go to different restaurants, you can do shopping with this 30%. Now the problem with this 30% rule is that it encourages you to spend more money on your desires, on your wants, even if you don't have to. What I mean by that, yes, if you had a tough day, yes, if you had a tough month, going out to dinners, going out to parties, enjoying your hobbies, that all is fine. But if you are able to satisfy your wants in 15% of your income, then you should not spend your extra money on your wants if you don't have to. Don't just go shopping and buy the most expensive things. Don't just go out to dinners each and every week if you don't have to, just to meet that 30% wants rule. For sure, you need to have a life outside of work. Absolutely, you should spend on your hobbies, on enjoying your life. But my point being, if you can make yourself happy, if you can feel fulfilled just in 15% of your income, then why spend 30% when you can fulfill that in just 15%? So each and every dollar that you spend from your wants category can go towards investing, can go towards your emergency fund, can go towards your retirement fund, and all of this will slowly and steadily build your financial wealth. It will slowly and steadily make you wealthy. The key to financial freedom is not just living for the paycheck, but creating wealth. And slowly and steadily, if you start chipping towards investing, start chipping towards your retirement fund from your wants category, slowly and steadily that will grow and grow, and you will become financially free. Now, the last part of this rule is the 50% on your needs like insurance, utilities, housing, transportation, groceries. There is not much that we can debate on because obviously you need to eat, you need some shelter, you need some transportation. But the only key point is that you need to segregate your needs from your wants. If you are comfortable with a home brewed coffee, then no need to go to Starbucks and spend that money on the Starbucks coffee. So you need to segregate your needs and your wants. It can be very difficult. Sometimes you may think you need something, but you can still live without that particular thing if you do some introspection and you need to make a list. The bottom line of creating wealth, the bottom line of managing your money is to keep a track of your expenses. If this 50-30-20 rule is very complicated for you, I did my best to explain this, but if it is still complicated for you, don't worry, you don't need any rule. Just keep a track of your expenses, just keep a budget and just spend according to that budget. So I hope you got an idea of how you can manage your money. This is basically it for today. Like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you loved it, and see you on the other side with a lot more useful content that will ensure your financial freedom.